Let's play the clip of Cam Newton talking about he would rather have his MVP trophy than to be a Super Bowl champion. Let's play that clip.
We've got a former league MVP right here on the set right now in Cam. I ask you, Cam, if you could give back that league MVP for a Super Bowl championship, would you do it?
Nope.
Oh.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Because you have to ask it through this lens. That was a very journalistic viewpoint or vantage point or response, Stephen A. I'll ask you this question, and, just to pose this thought. What's more important, impact or championships? You look at a guy like Allen Iverson, you stood up on the table and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's not going to be Michael Jordan. Everybody's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's not going to be these individuals who have the luxury of saying, hey, I not only dominated this sport, but I also have championships to back it. Like, let me remind you, Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Respectfully, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. So, yes, when you look at those guys and you say, okay, what's more important? Would you have preferred to win a Super Bowl? I think that's the humble approach. But if we're being honest, the impact of you holding yourself accountable to say everybody has a responsibility to do. And you can say as an MVP award winner or an All-American, you've held yourself or you've held your end of the bargain down. And that's what it really comes down to for me. I know that's not the popular pick. I'm trying to be popularized. But my take is I'm taking individual success because I did my job. Football is not about one guy trying to do 11 jobs. It's 11 guys doing one job. And if everybody does their job best, famous words of our coach, Belichick, just do your job.
Let's do it.
Not surprising from Cam. And let's go back to the beginning of Cam's introduction into the NFL. If you remember at the Combine, before he was in the NFL, there was the story about Peter King put out about Cam wanting to be an icon. And Peter King put that out there, and we were at the very beginning of this whole racial conversation that goes on in sports. And it was like, how dare Peter King question Cam or report that Cam wants to be an icon or even call this controversial. And the importance of that story then was that, hey, Cam's not in this to lead a team to greatness. Cam's in this to become an icon. Cam's in this for Cam. And will that be the proper mindset for leadership from the quarterback position? And I think you can make a really compelling argument that Cam was a terrific player for a 2-3 year stretch in the NFL, but eventually his lack of leadership ability, lack of adding the intangibles that go along with QB greatness, undermined his career. Cam wanted to be an icon. That's why he dresses the way that he dresses. He wants to dress in the most unique fashion so that everybody, when Cam shows up or Cam has a brand based on dressing. And this is part of his pursuit of being an icon. The way Cam dressed undermined him as a leader in football. I used to talk about this constantly. And you can go look, once Cam went away from the clean cut, short hair, you can go look at the rest of his career. It started going in the wrong direction because Cam wanted to be that guy. Cam wanted to be, in my view, a clown, an icon. And so what Cam wanted to pursue in football was, I did my job, I celebrated myself, I did what was necessary for me to receive individual accolades, and yes, I satisfied my goal. Cam has a right to pursue that and do that. People with a mature outlook on football have a right to say, I don't want that from my quarterback. I want a quarterback that wants to do his job at the highest level, but he values winning above all else. Bitcoin isn't going anywhere, so why not start stacking some today? The Fold app gives you Bitcoin rewards when you buy gift cards at Amazon, Uber, DoorDash, and Home Depot. Over 50 national merchants. Go to foldapp.com/Whitlock right now or scan the QR code on your screen. New users get a Bitcoin bonus with their first gift card purchase. Start earning Bitcoin rewards today. Fold app. And so let's look at what's going on with Patrick Mahomes. And I made this argument, I think, last week. Patrick Mahomes, I think, has fully figured out that winning is the only thing that will allow him to be regarded as the greatest player of all time. That they've manipulated and changed football so much, changed the rules, that stats and MVP trophies and all that stuff will be irrelevant. Doesn't Aaron Rodgers have 3, 4 MVPs and just one Super Bowl? And he had a chance to be, many people consider him the most talented. He had a chance to be the greatest quarterback of all time. No one puts him in that discussion anymore. I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers will be considered one of the 10 best quarterbacks of all time, and he was on a trajectory to be the greatest of all time. Now he'll finish outside the top 10, in my opinion. He'll finish below Dan Marino, who never even won a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes has figured out they've manipulated and changed the rules. You can't really compare stats. You can't really compare MVP trophies. All you can really compare is winning. Because every year starts out with a problem, an equation. How are you going to be the best winner at the quarterback position this year? Terry Bradshaw faced the same deal. Roger Staubach, Tom Brady, Joe Montana. All the quarterbacks have to figure out how to win. And even though they may have changed the rules and now you can run, now you're protected, now receivers can release, blah, blah, blah. And so your completion percentage goes up, your touchdown throws go up. But there's one stat that really can't be manipulated, and it's winning. And Cam never truly valued winning the way that most coaches wanted a quarterback. I'll do anything to win. If that means I have to put off dressing like a clown until I retire from football, I'm willing to do that. If that means I have to learn how to throw the football on time rather than use my legs to bail myself out, I'll do that. And that's one of the things Cam could never figure out. Once his running skills started to erode, I used to all the time say, hey, man, this ball's got to come out on time. And it never did with Cam because he was so talented that he had developed bad habits that it didn't matter when the ball came out. His arm was so strong, if he didn't throw the ball on time, if he didn't read a coverage perfectly, if he didn't anticipate the blitz or do any of this other stuff, he could just run. And so the little things never mattered to Cam, and that's why he never won a Super Bowl. Cam, what he's really saying, and he's saying it boldly, is, I satisfied my goals. My goals were about building up Cam, and I did that. I won an MVP, and I'd rather do that than have put together a 15-year career where I won a Super Bowl, and yes, I may have never won an MVP. So I'll give, Cam wants to compare himself to Trent Dilfer and all these other people. Cam, the comparison is that Russell Wilson got more out of his career than you did yours. And you should be embarrassed by that. You had far more talent than Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson never won an MVP. He won a Super Bowl. He appeared at another. He got more out of his career. He's earned more money from the NFL than you did, even with your one MVP. Cam's got the wrong outlook. No surprise.
If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a moment of Fearless.